so I'm not gonna knock them for their rules, but whatever. Whatever. You see what the UFC did?
No.
There was a guy, I can't think of his name right now, but he was scheduled to fight tonight, and I guess him and his team like took off their tracking bracelets and gave them to like other people. Yeah, on Fight Island. And then like tried to get some guy to sneak some bag into the fighter's room. Anyway, what I would have anticipated them doing would be like, all right, you're fined. You're not going to be able to fight tonight, obviously. No,
Right.
UFC cut his contract. He's done. Done.
Respect to Dana.
Yeah, Dana was like, no.
Not having it.
Done.
Right.
Can't fight anymore. You're out of the league.
But see, that's the way to go about it. If you hold the no holds bar, just do it. There's going to be somebody to sacrifice, but at least they're not putting the rest of your sport at risk. Like, but it's going to take somebody. But that's what it takes, somebody to just say, you know what, fuck it, no, we're not dealing with.
I mean, let's be honest. If it was McGregor, they would just postpone the fight for 3 days. Test. But I like, you know.
I don't know, but that's the thing is, like, do you think, like, I get that sentiment, right? But do you think Dana would actually? Do you think he might actually say fuck it? I'm not. You're not.
Yeah, that's true. Like, there's a bunch. I mean, but nobody has done more for that sport recently than Conor McGregor. But he might be like, what am I going to get? Like 1-2 more fights out of him,
or at least suspend him.
Yeah, and I'm going to
indefinitely.
Yeah, definitely suspension. Good for him. I thought, but we were all talking earlier, like at the beginning of COVID, like how are they going to, you know, he's crazy. Fight Island's crazy. Fight Island has got off mostly without a hitch. He just bought an island.
Well, see, here's the thing. The Fight Island, like, to me I just thought that there were 2 prongs when it came to that. Number one, the bubble as well as Fight Island makes sense. If you test everybody, you limit their not limit, you completely eliminate their interaction with anybody else, then yeah, I mean, that's how a quarantine works. Like, that's how it works. It's science. But I think the only other thing that I had an issue with was the normalization of it.
Yeah.
Which is where I think we're all falling from right now, which is that the number was just 4,400 deaths again. Like, and
it took Larry King.
But even Larry King, like, I remember getting the alert that he went to the hospital like weeks ago, at least a couple weeks ago.
And I knew at that point.
He had COVID. He's a Cedars-Sinai. It's kind of like, all right, man, shit. Like, you kind of knew you were waiting for it. But even today, they're doing everything in their power to not say that it was COVID.
I mean, I'm still COVID free.
Yeah, I got I just took a test again yesterday.
Yeah, I'm gonna take one Monday.
Hopefully, I get the all clear again.
Oh, look at the old ball and chain there. The old Mister to the Missus. The old married man. The old.
I'm gonna put my hand on this card, not my bride guy.
Yeah, the old COVID couples here. The old
a little bit of the old COVID couples.
The old courthouse COVID couple here.
Triple Z.
Are y'all done?
No, I could go on for hours.
All right, keep going. I'm still writing stuff down for the
the old pandemic partnership. The old.
I like your alliteration. It's amazing.
Now I'm finished.
Have you guys ever heard of a game called Nerds?
Nope.
You asked me a game that's clearly a black people thing that I haven't played last time.
White person game I just learned last night.
No, but of course I didn't know it. I mean, it's not black because I didn't know it.
Right.
No, I'm saying the last time.
Still heard from last time. Asked me about
I apologized immediately.
What's it called? Nerds?
Nerds. Nertz.
Is it a drinking game?
Nah.
Then that's the thing. I kind of lose out after.
So we were playing Tonk like we always do. And it was at one point I was going to record what was happening because we were listening to, I think Fall Out Boy came on or Spice Girls or something. And we're playing Tonk, which also she's been kicking my ass recently, which is making me lose my black card alone. But she decided she wanted to show me this game called Nurse that she played with her family, and like they played in Missouri and all kind of. It's multiple
Sure.
teamed. It's a team game, but we're playing it solo. I've never played the team aspect. It's like Team Solitaire.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like you have like 4 teams. Everybody has their own deck of cards, and it's like
Nah,
it's fucking
you know that ain't
nuts.
for us.
Well, hold on. Here's the thing.
You got extra spare decks of cards? No.
No,
You're
so they have to be
You're
different colored
saying
backs.
cheating?
They have to be different colored back cards.
I know, but no. I'm talking about like, since when did you have spare decks of cards at your house? Like
So-
you would look at it and be
so
like, do we have every card here?
So hold on. So all right, yeah. So when she's breaking down the game to me, I'm like, the way she explained it off the bat, I'm like, she's like, each team you have this your nerd pile has 11 cards. So I'm like, there are 4 teams and 11 cards in these piles. Like, is this the quickest game ever? Like, how the fuck are you supposed to do anything? She's like, what are you talking about? I was like, 44 cards. I can do math. She's like, oh no, everybody has their own deck. I'm like, y'all just be doing that? She's like, so I'm like, but how do you tell the difference? She's like, well, different color backs. I'm like, y'all be doing that? Because there's always, every family always had like that red bicycle deck that had 2 or 3 blue cards in that bitch. And it was always before we start playing, you had to count up the cards to see if everybody had what it is they need to have.
You got all the 2s?
Then
Got threes?
there'd be a 2 missing. There's a joker. You just write 2 on that motherfucker. It's just
Like, nah, this is the big joker. It's the big joker. It's like,
But so like I'm like, duh, it's like your card games are privileged. Like what the
it's like you got more than 1 deck of cards at your house.
But I was talking to Brendan this morning, and she was all hyped that she had taught me how to play Nerds, and I guess it's a family game. So I tell Brendan, I'm like, yo, so we played Nerds last night. He's like, oh snap, really? I'm like, damn, y'all that
I
excited?
need to address Brendan too.
I was like, yo, is this the equivalent? Do y'all get hyped like black people get hyped with spades? She's
You know what?
like,
You know what? Fuck that. I can't wait. Brendan,
What?
I play receiver and tight end. Of course, I'm gonna go with offense. Fucking Aaron Rodgers gonna blow them niggas up. That's all I'm saying.
hold on, where's this coming from?
He said it was high for picking the Packers.
Oh, I sent you the screenshot of text.
Yeah.
He's a Packers fan. He's a diehard. He has one of the plaques. He's a part team owner.
Oh, all right. Well, I believe in your team more than you do. So, congratulations.
I'm
some
very
people
upset that-
some people believe in their team. They even go so far as to extend gambling and wagers against other teams. And then they just disappear after they lose. It's really weird.
You know what? I asked him, do y'all want him on the pod? Because I could tell him to log on right now.
No, I don't. I know
All
he's
right,
probably still reading the encyclopedia of salt that I sent.
I gave you his Cash App, and you never requested it.
Oh, Cash App. Cash App's for money laundering.
Fam, just download the damn app and get your money.
That's another. Those the money apps are also divided by race as well. Cash App is usually for people of color, and Venmo is
And
usually
Zelle.
Venmo. And Zelle. My mom kind of like Zelly. I'm like, what the fuck is Zelly?
Zelle's the best because they're just bank to bank.
Yeah, well, when you're like me and no banks wants to have anything to do with you, so all your transactions are online with things like Chime, then you can't.
Chime has Zelle.
No, they do not.
Do they not? I know one of them does. Is it Green Dot or no? What's the one that Killer Mike just started?
Oh,
Something Wood? Greenwood?
it might be Greenwood. I've signed up. I'm on the wait list for that.
I think I am too.
All right.
I think I just put, when it said ethnicity, I put Jewish, so hopefully they don't automatically discount my.
Now we rocking with y'all right now.
Yeah, I figure.
Right now.
I mean, there can be some division in the future, but for the
Hey,
time,
every once in a while, a good like a Jay Electronica album drops, and he says a lot of Farrakhan. We're like, eh.
no, and that's the thing. I fucking love Jay Electronica. Love him. I have no issue. Like he is so talented. He could say very hateful things about Jews and white people on his music. I'd probably be like,
There's sometimes, you know, like Ice Cube is in between family films and is on line a little bit too much, and he might say something sideways, but we're like, no, Vaseline was a hit though.
Yeah.
It's just like,
What
so,
is it?
like
Is
I
it
said, we should
side
always
C?
be brethren, but
What is the J Electronica? Is it side? Oh, something C.
Exhibit C.
Exhibit C. Oh my God.
The motherfucker built an entire career off of one song that came out 12 years ago and had the most hype of like any
and he
album.
married a
ever.
Rothschild.
It's just like I don't know where he's on another planet.
And
I don't know what rules.
His first debut album was with Jay-Z.
It was fucking
It was
Watch the
Jay-Z's
Throne.
album.
It was Watch the Throne 2.0. They
Yeah.
found the Kanye replacement.
The last thing the J Electronica tweeted was "Stay low and keep firing." I love that man.
And the album was fire.
Oh, so good. And I like,
Hopefully he does something else.
but he does.
I thought he did something, or at least there's rumors there's something coming.
Yeah,
I'm
ago,
happy to be alive to hear it. So
a year ago, they rumored he would have an album coming out.
Married Life that hard?
no.
He's got billions of dollars. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, it's like I mean they broke up, I believe.
No, I was talking about for you because you.
I know,
you
no,
weren't
I know.
really alive long enough.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I'm talking about
Oh,
Ryan.
Ryan, got it.
Hey, I don't think he has $1 billion.
I'm sure he's got.
Jay
I'm sure he's
Electronica
got
does not
money.
have $1 billion.
I thought they broke up.
I thought he did break up with her too.
Yeah.
Bitches be tripping occasionally.
I ain't gonna say that because that's a wrong.
No, that's why I said it for you.
El Padaro F Electronica Allah. That's his full name.
Okay.
His birth name is Timothy Alpadaro Thedford.
Bedford.
Is that his Muslim name?
Thedford. Yeah, Jay Electronica had an affair with Kate Emma Rothschild, the wife of Benjamin Goldsmith. It's just so many money in those names, resulting in the breakdown of the Goldsmiths' marriage. Because he also got a kid with Badu, Erica Badu.
That
Is just
surprises me not.
Like, how the fuck you get all of that off Exhibit C? It's a good track though.
Dude.
His one song ever had anybody have that kind of come up
All right.
for that long?
It's still one of the greatest songs I've ever heard.
But I'm saying, like, you can have
All
a
right.
one-hit wonder that catapults you into fame, right? Can you have a one-hit wonder that
Right.
long ago that maintains that?
Pump it up.
Joe has made it in spite of Pump It Up, like, very much. As we like to, oh, and
Throw
What's
some
the-
D's
That
on
song
that
is good.
bitch is
Pump It Up is not a
still
good song.
on
It's
my
not.
It is.
playlist.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Anytime you hear you, like, hey.
Yeah, it was all right when I was in seventh grade, and it was on like an NBA Live soundtrack. And
Yeah.
It was on
Madden.
what was that movie?
No.
Uh
Oh, one of those movies I didn't see, like some dance.
with the
step up
BTK
shit.
dudes in there.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah. Like all the girls
watch
love that
that.
movie.
Rich Boy had one song, and I still listen to it probably once a month
Yeah,
at least.
but where's Rich Boy?
Still in my heart. So
Okay. Cool.
Rich Boy, that was the young.
I
with
still
that-
say throw some D's on that bitch, at least once a week, on various. Someone brings it up. Don't throw that
Oh,
over there.
okay.
I'll throw
Wasn't
some
Rich
D's
Boy,
on that.
Didn't
bitch.
he have that like Howie Long square dome? What rapper am I thinking about? Whose head was mad
Yeah.
square? Or was it Boozy?
Nah, yeah, both.
Both, yes. They don't not look similar.
The answer is yes.
Yeah.
You know
I
who came up on my playlist the other day, and I remember when he first came out, I was confused as to whether or not it was a joke or not. Trinidad James.
Fair.
I did not know whether or not he was spoofing. For the
He's got-
life of me, I had no idea.
Got pinky rings on both pinkies.
Gold head in my hand, gold hand in my. I was like, "Are you for legit? Are you for real?"
Don't
Apparently, he was
believe
really
me,
for
just
serious.
watch. Friendo,
There's
friendo,
another
friendo.
There's another dude that came out
Blueface.
recently.
Mims? Remember
Oh,
him?
and on the underrated rapper, I had another name as far as young cats.
Who?
Is Denzel Curry?
Yeah, Denzel Curry.
Ooh.
Oh,
Is he?
like
He's supremely underrated, but is he mainstream?
Yeah. I don't know.
Because
I
he
mean-
went viral with that cover of Rage Against the Machine, like Bulls, and it was fucking awesome.
Oh, go up there 4,000 for me too.
Some of them youngins were like, were you spoofing? What are you doing?
Guap Dad 4000.
Yeah.
That's a mouthful.
You never heard Go Up That?
I mean, have I heard the music? Probably. I listen to a lot of Pandora, so shit just comes up.
He was I think he did a lot with that whole, you remember that whole thing with J. Cole where he sent like a flyer So a bunch of different artists for him.
Dreamville?
Yeah,
Yeah, the Dreamville thing. I think he was in it.
Oh, then definitely.
But he's from Cali.
I listen to Dreamville radio every day. So
Okay.
good.
Yeah, so you've heard him.
There was a lot of skippables on that Dreamville album to me, but they.
Oh no, the Dreamville Pandora station is just Dreamville artists.
So like JID, well, the JID's not. JID's not. Is
JID
Dreamville? No,
he's
out. He's on Dreamville. Okay.
JID has a bunch of songs that I love the choruses to. Can't sing a single one in public. Really breaks my heart. Really breaks my heart.
I'm laughing at you saying that, right?
But Denzel Curry, when I was listening to the pod, when I said Vince Staples, the next name that I should have mentioned was Denzel Curry.
I woke up for some money, little bitch. Too many ops in here. Tell me who you are with.
My favorite artist out of the hip hop sphere right now, even though he is mainstream, without a doubt, is Tyler.
Tyler, the Creator?
Yeah.
That song, Tyler and A$AP Rocky, also plays on my playlist at least 3 times.
Igor to me is one of the best, and that's the thing. It wasn't a hip hop album fully, but it was like even though it won a Grammy, I think for best urban artist or some shit, which is why he was like I'm happy you gave me this, but it definitely wasn't a hip hop album.
No, it's an urban album.
Yeah, the black music equivalent to the scrappy white receiver, to the scrappy wide receiver. Is Wes Welker or Cole Beasley.
I'm already getting texts from my family as Virginia Tech and Syracuse are about to play.
Battle of the Orange.
I'm a little torn every time these two teams play, but I don't think it's going to even be close.
You got a lot of family went to Q's?
My uncle was the team doc.
Oh, shit.
I was there when they won the championship. Carmelo Anthony used to bully me. Him and Jerry McNamara.
You serious?
Yeah.
What did they do?
Oh, no, I would just be like shooting around. He'd come up behind me and just like block every single one because he thought it was hilarious.
I see Ryan being just over eager and stuff. Hey, Mello, I got a new rap album I heard. Have you listened to this?
I mean, yeah, I was like 12, I think. What was it? 01, 02? So I was like 11.
Shit, man, we're getting old.
I can't find it.
Wait. Yeah. Fuck, that was a long time
whatever.
ago. All right.
I'll talk about it next week. All right.
Also, I realized this. I was going through some cards, but Carmelo Anthony and LeBron are the only two remaining from the 03 draft class.
Wow.
Because
what about free agents?
No, I mean the only other one was Kyle Korver, and he retired last year.
He retired?
Yeah, that sounds right.
I think. Well, he only had 17 years in the league, so and this is 18 for.
I didn't know Kyle Korver retired.
He's not playing this year. I don't know whether he opted out or what, but he's fucking old because LeBron didn't go to college. Melo did, so Melo's got some years on Bron.
Yeah,
crazy, dude.
That same draft class with Kendrick Perkins, fucking
Chris Bosh,
Luke Walton,
Dwayne Wade. That's dude. That draft class was heavy.
Yeah,
heavy. The fact that Melo and Chris Bosh aren't even the top two in that draft class blows my mind.
I just remember loving that. You saw with Kyle Korver. I loved that damn roster. They didn't win shit, but
did you guys see that the Wizards picked up a guy from the Raptors who has the longest active games played streak without playing a playoff game in Alex Lynn?
Huh, makes sense though.
I think he went to Maryland.
Yeah, he's a turf. He left too damn early.
Maryland.
We've had issues with that.
Maryland does not produce good NBA players. Very good
Dixon.
College players.
Yeah, Juan Dixon.
James Blake.
But Juan Dixon's more like just that local legend guy.
Yeah, he wasn't great.
He was alright.
Yeah, he's all
That's fine. But I mean, you can say shit about Maryland, but you can't talk about PG County.
No, just Maryland as a college.
Yeah.
doesn't produce great NBA
Well,
players for some
our
reason.
issue so long was recruiting because you had so many homegrown NBA stars there, but then they chose to go to like Texas or wherever else. Um, in comparison to the program that's right there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was a recruiting issue for the longest time.
But PG County's up there, but it still doesn't beat like LA or Chicago, right? Like as far as
Yeah, anybody that goes to those LA prep schools,
like LA still probably has more
I
basketball
mean,
talent.
because it's more so like you're not just.
But like the
It's not
obscurity
like
of
it's
PG
people.
County.
It's people going from like fucking anywhere in California to those prep schools. I'm talking about the people that just grow up in PG County.
Yeah, it's just and it feels so like when you're talking about LA, Chicago, and then Prince George's County, Maryland, it just does because that's the thing. It's separate than DC.
Yeah,
You don't even
So,
though
like,
they call it
but-
the Ninth Ward. It's
listen to what we're saying. Like, so you're comparing like cities
yeah,
and
you're
stuff
right.
to a county.
It's extremely it's not that's why I was just trying to put it in perspective. Like I'm not denigrating it.
yeah.
and it's weird
Like-
because you can really only ball like 6 months out of the year in PG County.
Well, that's
Guys
why-
in LA can ball 12 months a year.
No,
except
no.
for-
You can no. That's why we got indoors.
No, you can. It's just harder.
Oh, shit.
In
That's
LA,
why I
it doesn't. It rains one day a year and it drops below 60 like once.
That's what my brother was a basketball coach for the high school with JV and varsity in Moco.
Okay.
And when they made the state championship, like I was like, damn, that's fucking impressive. Like that's not.
Yeah.
'cause
Ballin'.
There was a lot of fucking talent like all the way around.
I have to sneeze, but
Yeah.
it won't happen.
That was for like 2 years. It was me driving around to all these goddamn Maryland schools with a video camera recording the goddamn games.
Shit. That was us just going out and playing every damn day.
Nah, he
Shit was
needed
fun.
all the videos. So it was like I'll never forget one of my lowest points as a Washington football team fan was what was it 07? Jason, we're playing the Chicago Bears on like a Thursday night, or it was a Monday or Thursday, one of the during the week games. And I think Sean Taylor had just passed, and Jason Campbell was in there, and the Chicago takes Campbell out. And it was the first game that I'd not watched on TV in like a decade. And I'm in the car on Rockville Pike. I'm in my Jeep, and I pull off onto a sidewalk, and I just start beating the shit out of my steering wheel. I'm like, you motherfucker! But then Todd Collins came in, and we went on a run and made the playoffs, which was insane. Fucking Todd Collins, who always had the jersey sleeves that came all the way down here. It was like big as shit. Yeah,
I never even heard of Todd Collins.
he was the
I
backup
don't
in
even remember
Kansas
like
City for a while.
Kerry Collins.
Now, Todd Collins was this old fuck who had the weakest goddamn arm maybe in the history of the NFL.
Kerry Collins had a cannon.
Yeah.
No, Kerry Collins had a cat. If you're talking about quarterbacks that had terribly weak arms, like my go-to is Chad Pennington,
Yeah, I was saying the same.
the most accurate quarterback maybe in the history of NFL, and had the water pistol for an arm. Like seeing him throw a football compared to Brett Favre was like they don't play the same game. Like
Yeah.
it was just insane. Yeah, Todd Collins, he was a journeyman backup in Buffalo, Kansas City for a decade, and then came to DC.
Damn.
Because that was
Alright.
Al Saunders. Like he played behind like Trent Green now.
Didn't they say like, all right, going back to the PG part, isn't it like per capita, PG County has the most NBA players like ever?
It might be if you're doing the per capita thing. Because
Yeah.
once again, it's like the LA might have more, Chicago might have more, New York might have more.
Seattle too. We can't.
Seattle, oh
forget
yeah,
about
absolutely
Seattle.
Seattle. But those populations are so huge compared
Yeah,
to
in
you saw
comparison.
PG County. It'd be one
Mhm.
thing even if you said DC, which it's the extent, but it's not. It's PG County. It's something.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that was the thing that's like coming up. Like you guys know my family's history with the Urban Coalition, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
that
No,
was
no. Speak on it. Speak on it.
so for we talk about summer leagues in like the country. You had what the Goodman League, you
Mhm.
had the Drew League, you had, and then there was Urban Coalition, which was in DC for years. So like all the top flight talent like in the area would come to play, and that was my family's thing. It was a Wiggins family institution, and we did it for years. Like growing up was me every summer as a young ass kid was fucking mixing lemonade, iced tea, cooking up hot dogs and popcorn, like taking it in and wiping down the goddamn floors. And I fucking couldn't stand basketball because of it. Fucking hated basketball because of it. Like you just get jaded. Like my dad would hear, "Hey, kidding, what? You know who that is, right?" "No." Shaquille O'Neal. I don't
don't
care. He
fucking
wants
care.
hot dogs and fucking walk off. Or like before a game, my brother's like just playing because we used to do it at Dunbar for a while. He's in the court just playing, and my dad's like, "You see who your brother playing against?" I'm like, "Who? That's his buddy." I don't know. Dude, that's Steve Francis. What are you talking about? I don't fucking care. Like, I don't. I grew up around like basketball legends. As a matter of fact, John Thompson. So this is the story. I'm either going to say whether or not, maybe this is a fictionalized account. I'm going to say that to clear it from a legal standpoint. John Thompson, who just passed away, sadly, not so long ago.
Rest in peace.
There was an issue with the Urban Coalition because regardless of what we were doing with like taking kids out of the hood and everything and like giving their ability to play basketball, there were a lot of people that were from the hood that liked to go to the game.
I think I know where the story's going.
So I still remember like as a kid, my dad did door security. So he would be the only guy at the door, like running security at the door. And I remember this is like 94, 95, 96. So like all the drug dealers always had like the Acura Legends. There was either gold or green with like the rims and shit on it. And they would always have the jewelry and the girls and all that shit. And that was like all I saw growing up. But a big thing that would happen was a lot of the Georgetown players would find themselves over at Urban Coalition. So you're talking about like all those guys that came, like Iverson, Ewing, all them youngins. So they would, even if they weren't playing, because sometimes they weren't allowed to play, but they'd be on the court like hanging out.
Are we talking about the guy right now?
So what? No, all right. So I know, look, Rayful. I got a lot of Rayful stories, but okay. I ain't bringing Rayful into this.
All right.
Tell me. There's a story about my dad and Rayful Edmonds in a leather shop in Georgetown. It's hilarious.
Can we talk
my
about
family goes deep in the city. All right.
Can we talk about this?
We'll talk about it. Not on the pod. But apparently one day, because all the Georgetown players were constantly around, basketball is one thing, but you're talking about all the drug dealers and all the rest of the crap. And some of the players were flirting with like playing for Urban Coalition. What I heard was that one day in the Dunbar room, the door flings open and it's John Thompson, who was an imposing figure.
Yeah.
He allegedly grabs my grandfather by the collar of his shirt, puts his hands around his neck, throws him up against a wall. It says, if any of my students are found anywhere near your goddamn shitty summer basketball league, I'm going to kill you. And that was the last time Georgetown players came here.
So that's the second time I've heard him doing something like that, and it worked for him each time.
The Rayful story is over. The John Thompson Rayful Edmond story is it did not go down the way a lot of people think it went down.
All right, so how'd it go down?
It was a civil discussion. He brought he talked to Rayful. Rayful understood. Rayful was not. Yeah. A lot of people get that like Rayful was just some big time, like what you see in movies or The Wire or something. He wasn't that guy. He had dudes that could do that, but he wasn't that guy. And the thing is, like, if you watch The Wire, you got like those scenes where Marlo, you could just tell Marlo's like, "Don't test me. Like, we can understand. I'm gonna be polite and shit, but don't do that. Like, it's gonna go bad for you if you do that."
You need to show respect here.
But he respected certain guys, and he loved basketball. So apparently the conversation with John was that John basically was like, he asked him a few questions, didn't incriminate him, didn't accuse him of anything, but just told him like, hey, I've heard this, that, and the other's hanging around. And Rayful's basically like, hey, yeah, man, like this dude, he's just looking for a father figure. He's looking for this, that, and the other. And Rayful understood and was like, no worries. And was and basically told the motherfuckers like, go, be. You're not hanging around me. It was very respectful. It wasn't some John Thompson rolling up. Look, John Thompson in D.C. was that dude not to fuck with, but he's just carried himself with respect. So there wasn't a lot of circumstances in D.C. where you had dudes that went out against John Thompson. It's just the D.C. code was something that was different coming back up. Like there was a lot of grimy shit that happened. Trust me, I know a lot of grimy shit that went down. But for the most part, everybody had this mutual respect. Like, you're in that world, I'm in this world. Our worlds don't need to converge. I don't want to fuck your shit up. Don't make me fuck your shit up. Because it would have been bad for Rayful too. I mean, shit, if he's got Georgetown players, if something makes the news or anything, that's Rayful. So it's like,
yeah.
Dude, I got so many ties to DC basketball. Shit, Len Bias was dating my fucking like it was all kinds of shit. There was a story about after Len died and my I shouldn't have said her name, but my didn't want to give up a coat.
Just bleep it out.
She didn't want to give up a jacket that like Len left over, and the family wanted the jacket back. Like, it became this whole thing. It's just, she's batshit crazy. She flew down to Florida to go see Trump. So fuck her.
But I'm saying, just bleep out the name.
Yeah, maybe. I don't really give a shit about it.
All right. Well, I guess it's good time to start then. 3, 2, 1.